Morning, Ben. How you doing?
I'm good. Welcome. Come in. Come in.
See, you've got your morning coffee. How do you take it?
I have. I take it short and strong. Gets me started in the morning, so fantastic.
What's your usual breakfast of choice?
So breakfast of choice today is, and pretty much always, is Marmite on toast. Pretty controversial. I don't have any butter, just straight on the top, so hopefully that'll be ready in a second.
And if you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would you have?
Wow, that's super difficult. I'm going to be a bit of a traditionalist probably and say I absolutely love roast dinners, a bit of beef, crispy Yorkshire puddings. That's my go-to meal.
And what hobbies do you have?
Now, my hobbies are a little bit strange, so please don't judge me on this, but I'm a big fan of Lego. I don't actually build it, I collect it. So yeah, that's going to be my thing.
And what's your favourite Lego piece?
Probably it's going to be from my Star Wars collection. So I collect all the Star Wars heads, so Darth Vader's head, big piece for me, yes. Sort of unbuilt, in the box still, yeah.
Talk me through your job at Arbury.
Well, I'm the MD at Arbury, so some would say I'm sort of there to look after everybody. I've done it for 22 years. I've done a myriad of jobs from sales through fleet sales, general manager, but yeah, I've ended up as the MD and I absolutely love it. It's like one big family and I'd like to say I'm trying to look after them.
And what's your morning routine?
Well, part of my morning routine is making breakfast as I am now, my Marmite on toast, no butter, as I said earlier. But I generally have a quick coffee, catch up on the news, and then probably check a few emails, grab my breakfast, and I'm out the door and out to the office at work. So, should we go?
What's your current favourite car?
Probably the car I'm driving. Definitely have to be something from brand, I've got to say that. But I'm driving a Kodiaq. I think it's the 6th I've driven now. It's just a great all-round car. But if you wanted to ask me what my favourite car ever is, I'd have to say anything from the Porsche range.
How good a driver are you out of 10?
Well, I'm going to say 10. I think everyone would say 10, but we'll find out if I actually get you home.
Where would you go on your favourite road trip?
It's got to be the Alps, definitely the Alps. Did it a few years ago, went over to Chamonix, drove there. Just wonderful roads, especially the last sort of few hours when you're up into the mountains, just phenomenal views.
And what music would you listen to?
It's got to be anything from Damon Albarn. I'm a bit of a fanboy, if I'm honest. Anything from sort of Blur when I was younger all the way through to the Gorillaz. He's a bit of a god in our house, so yeah, anything from his repertoire.
What's the best holiday you've ever been on?
It's going to be one from quite a way back, actually, if I'm honest. Probably the last sort of big family holiday I went on when I was a child, probably about 18, 19. We went to Hong Kong. It was a time of massive change there and a really exciting place. Somewhere I haven't been back, but definitely would love to go.
How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Oh, this is a horrible one, if I'm honest. I think everyone hates describing themselves, but I'd definitely say passionate. I'm very passionate about things both in and outside of work. I'd probably say erratic. It's a bit of a strange one, but I mean that in a positive way, as in, you know, I'm always looking for the next thing and sort of moving from one thing to the other, particularly in business. And I'd definitely like to say fun. I think everyone wants to be sort of fun and happy, so if I can put a smile on people's faces in the business and outside, then yeah, that's a winner for me.
And who inspired you the most growing up?
It's going to sound really soft this, but it's got to be my dad. Put together, built and ran a very successful business, funnily enough in the automotive trade. But yeah, massive inspiration to me, and that's particularly in business for me nowadays.
What advice would you give your younger self?
It's going to be a bit tongue-in-cheek this, but probably not get into our trade. But I'm sure you'd say that in any industry. It's tough our trade. But on a serious note, probably not overthink things. I think sometimes I've had a tendency to, think too deeply into things, both inside and outside of work. So probably keep it simple.
If you weren't doing this, what job would you have?
Wow, that's a difficult one. And the reason being is I've done this for 22 years and sort of don't know anything else. But I guess I'd say marketing. That's what I was in before, so I'd probably still be there. But glad I'm not, because I absolutely love this business.
What characteristics are most important to you in people that work at Arbury?
Oh, that's pretty easy. There's three things, definitely. So passion, a good drive, and above all, kindness. It goes an absolute long way in business.
What are you having for lunch today?
Well, I could lie and say I made my lunch, but actually my good lady made my lunch, and I've got no idea, but I'd probably suggest it's a sandwich.
What is your preferred takeaway of choice?
You're not going to like this one, but I do like a kebab. Not a dirty, horrible 12:30 in the morning one, but a proper Turkish on the grill, my local down the road in Bromsgrove.
What do you do to unwind on your days off?
I suppose for unwinding for me is probably get out and good run, clear the head, but I also like live music, so lots of gigs, like to book far ahead, nothing like outdoors in the sun, enjoying a bit of music.
What was the last film you watched?
This is going to be a bit of a strange one, and a bit of a dark one if I'm honest, but I watched Deliverance the other day, Burt Reynolds' old film. A little bit dark, probably not one I'd recommend, but a good film, all of that.
What's your favourite ever film?
Well, being an 80s child and a bit of a sci-fi geek, I hate to admit that, but it'd definitely be Star Wars. I'm a bit of a fan for a good old lightsaber.
Have you got a secret talent?
I haven't really, if I'm honest. I did used to be able to juggle, but as I've got nothing around here that I can do it, I'm not going to be able to show off today.
What's your biggest fear?
Massive fear is heights. I'm absolutely petrified of heights. Even the sort of ladder at home when I'm putting up lights, hate it, absolutely hate it.
Have you got work to get on with?
I have, thanks. So if you could just shoo.